dog. Big Fat Gypsy. Look, I've put her in for fourth. I think you can make a claim for her at $6 the place. Fixed. Only half that on the tote. So definitely take on the bookies if you're thinking that way. It's the rank outsider. Now, I'm not in any way suggesting that I'd be backing her to win, but I'd be happy to sit on the couch and have a wee fiver on her at $6 for a place, because she was a winner 5-back. She's recently downgraded. She had about 5 or 6 weeks off, and her run a fortnight ago for fourth was pretty good. It sort of said, yep, another run under the belt. Is a regular place getter. Big Fat Gypsy, if you're looking for something a little longer. Drawn in the middle of a good field, it's got to be said, but we're only talking place money here. There's only 8 that go round, paying out for 3 of them. And who haven't we covered here? Oh, Narahoy off the inside, got to cover him. Got the grey nose out of Azure Rosti, who I raced a good while back with Vaughan Clark and Jason Tarnham. And she was very good for us, and this litter's done very well for Graham and Jen Clark. To the boxes for race 11, Pella Mountain Scientific Nutrition. Narahoy off the inside as a cash queen. It's the lovely Big Time Rain. Favourites, it's the lovely 250 the tote, and now 230 the book. Meet Damon Big Fat Gypsy, Botany Win in the green, and Big Time Red Foo. And we're ready to run. Favourite, where's the gold? It's the lovely Set. Racing, it's the lovely Just Fair. Big Fat Gypsy out quite nicely. Now it's the lovely Pours It On. Thrill on the inside there, trying to sneak through would have been Narahoy. Just around the outside of that was Big Time Red Foo. Back and behind them to Big Time Rain. The 3 and the 2 are well back, so is the 6. It's the lovely Screams Away to score. Big Fat Gypsy in for second, followed across Big Time Red Foo, Narahoy. Followed in by Big Time Rain as a cash queen. Back with that Botany Win and Meet Damon. 7 seconds flat here for a lead up. And it's the lovely Delivers Again. Second win tonight, Darcy Patama and Kelly Gommans. Again, not the quickest into stride, then accelerated to the lead and has done very nicely. 5, 4, 8 and 1. Times hopefully soon. Big win by Barcia Bale out of Papinda. Adam Jenkins owns along with Darcy and Kelly themselves. Win 10, start 19. 4 from 5 in the CD. There was room there and she took it, and that's all she's got to do, and the others were sorting themselves out in behind. Now what do we got? Well, she certainly didn't run 11:11, but 7 seconds I've got for the lead up. For It's the Lovely. Favourite takes out race 11, and Darcy leads her back. 5 lengths, half a length, and 3/4 of a length of the margins. We can give you that with some surety, but nothing else at the moment. Have the result shortly, hopefully. We've got race 12 to come. Book your function at Hattrick Class 3 over 305 metres, 3 and 6 out. 9 Brilliant Jada goes box 6, 10 Homebush Flight into box 3. 6 minutes out, Alexandra Park. It's meeting code 5 and race number 6 there. It's the lovely, closed up around $2.30 the tote, and I think that's where the book was as well for It's the Lovely. About to stand atop the dais again. Funky Freddy's the favourite in the last spin. $2 all day, the book, Funky Freddy, and showing $3.60 on the tote at the moment. 10.75 run home, so it means 17.75 there. So result through shortly with Craig Thompson. Let's head to Craig for race number 6 on the card. Darcy Patama there, Craig, the brother of Andre. I don't think Andre's had a win tonight. I saw he was third there a little earlier, but Darcy's had a couple of wins here at Hattrick.
He's driving well, Andre Patama, Mark. Picked up a couple of wins a fortnight ago, one with Rain Deja Tan. So, he, of course, now associated with the Lincoln Farms team of the Green Stable at Pukekohe, and of course since transitioning from Stephen Doody, he's getting a little bit more opportunities, not having to travel so much, Mark, and enhancing his driving and getting on some nice horses as well for Lincoln Farms. So Andre Patama, he's still got, I think, 1 or 2 drives left on the night, including Bobby Breen in race number 7. Tony Hurley, he has 3 runners in race number 6 tonight. Hank Bromack, Bonnie's Khaleesi and Better's Pocket. He drives Hank Bromack, caught up with him earlier in the night. Tony, Hank Bromack's doing a great job for you since coming north. He's picked up 4 wins. Nice field, though. Jaws Barrier 4 tonight.
Yeah. I thought his last couple of runs have just been a little bit ordinary for him. I think he's a bit better than that, so done a little bit of work on him. So hopefully he's better tonight, and we'll just have to wait and see. But he is a nice, honest horse, and he's got a bit of ability. Bonnie
Scalisi's won her last 2. She steps up in grade tonight, but seems to be improving.
Yeah, she's got a bit of stamina and that sort of thing, but it is a big step up tonight for her. If she's thereabouts, it'll be a good run from her.
Better's Pocket draws the second row. Tony Cameron takes the drive. He's a nice horse that follows the speed, but again, not the greatest draw for him.
No, if he follows out Charleston Bell, I think so. He'd probably have a bit of a chance there, but late in the piece, we'll just whether he gets the luck or not. But he is a horse that's sort of knock on the door too. He's not the worst.
Good team in tonight. Good book of drives. All the best.
Yeah, cheers. Thanks a lot.
Tony Hurley, thanks for his input tonight with his runners. Mr. Euroman placed in the last event, and he's got 3 in race number 6 tonight in the field of 9. Zach Butcher, he takes the drive here aboard Full Speed Ahead. This is what he had to say. Zach, you drive Full Speed Ahead for Michelle Wallace and Bernie Hackett tonight. First up run was okay. Difficult draw tonight and on the up and up.
Yeah, I'm picking it'll probably improve again off the run. Michelle does a great job, but a little bit of gate speed drawn inside of us with horses that have been racing very well, so may find a little bit tough, but with a cosy run in behind, there's no reason to say she can't bomb them with the right run.
Probably a horse to follow over the winter months, off the scene for quite some time, and these horses that are making a comeback, they usually take 1 or 2 runs.
Exactly right, and for how long it's been off the scene, it might take 3 or 4, who knows, but as long as they hit the line, I guess it's all in good way, but probably look for the same again tonight.
So Zach Butcher with the $12 shot, Full Speed Ahead, drawn out a little bit awkwardly here at barrier number 6. Did a suggested quaddie for you earlier in the night, $48 spend. First leg, Double Odino and Bevins Cullen. I made Double Odino one of the better bets of the night tonight, $4.60, $1.40. Of course, this horse was a very good second on this track last start, splitting Shandale and Motown. Led them up, but he does get very keen, Double Odino. That's why Todd likes to let him roll along in front. He's a far more comfortable horse when the pace is on and he doesn't pull. If he gets his own way in front tonight, I reckon he's clearly the horse to beat, and his backer will punt us at $4.10. Runner number 3, Double Odino. Danger is on his back. Bevins Cullen following him through. He was good last week. His sectionals are great now. He was the horse that fired out of the gate and had a crack for the front. Couldn't get across Joe's Dream and galloped into the first bend. End up getting back in the field and running on again. So Bevins Cullen punching through from the second row on the back of the favourite's a good place to be. 3 and 10 in the first leg of the quaddie. Second leg of the quaddie, Sunset Peak's a revelation since coming north. Djokovic is in great form and Harry's Soul. Third leg, Emerson Margaret and Joe and Edmo better in the last leg. 3, 5, 6 and 7 in the maiden trot. Kevin Smith put a nightmare on for the last leg of the quaddie tonight. The maiden trot, that's never easy. Manners are the key, but 3, 5, 6, 7, $48 for a full unit. Of course, the last quaddie, the early one, paid around $700 with bronze over. Also, there's a multi that we did earlier in the night with Temporale up Double Odino, $20. I think that's coming back $115 if you took it early on. Aaron, what does it come to you? A minute out from the first leg of the second quaddie here tonight. 3, 2, 10 and 4. Double Odino, the money came from it in a big way in the last 30 seconds, $4 into $2.50.
Yeah, he was very, very good here, as you mentioned last time. Set up that 40-second lead-up time, and then Shandale got the measure of him on the passing lane, but his fresh-up run was good as well. Comes up with the right draw. He should be well in the thick of things again. 2, Charleston Bell comes up with the right draw for me tonight. 14 and $3.50. She's good each-way money from the draw. 10, Bevins Cullen certainly has to be considered, and 4, Hank Bromack, Tony Hurley. But there are a few winning chances in this race. A good field. 3, 2, 10 and 4 for me to open the late quaddie.
Thanks, Aaron. Of course, don't forget tomorrow night, Albion Park. Chris and me goes round along with a Hoka punter. And the big one there, Neck Time goes round 2 races earlier. Of course, fresh off its 2 victories at Albion Park and the Gold Coast Oaks and the Queensland Oaks. So New Zealanders to the fore tomorrow night at Albion Park. Make sure you stay tuned. Harness racing continues over the weekend, of course, racing on Sunday at Ashburton as well. Good fields down there. Of course, they're first at Ashburton. Sunday afternoon kicks off at 12:15. And behind the mobile for the 6 tonight, the money keeps coming for Double O Dino. Backed in from that $4 about a minute and a half ago into 2.
With the runners in behind the yellow bar arm. One of our feature paces on the card tonight. Good field it is. The Weymouth Cosmopolitan and Sports Club Incorporated. Here with our United Gaming race night with the chartered clubs. Big thanks too to Brad McIntyre for getting this race night off the ground with the chartered clubs. Into the lane they come. 2,200 metres. Green light, and the Weymouth Cosmopolitan and Sports Club Incorporated pace field sent on their journey. Joe's Dream accelerates off the arm nicely to be the early leader over Hank Bromack. Coming forward, Bonnie's Khaleesi. Double O Dino restrained will take an early 1-1 with Charleston Bell to its inside. Then Bevan's Cullen around Better's Pocket. Full speed ahead will settle second last, and from the outside of the arm, restrained to the rear, is First Home. Out to the 1,800 metre mark they go, and whipping around to take over Bonnie's Khaleesi, but here's Double O Dino and the Wizard Todd Mitchell looking for the top. Bonnie's Khaleesi, though, wants to hold it at this stage. Up on the outside, Bevan's Cullen, then Joe's Dream. Double O Dino does cross Bonnie's Khaleesi, but a new challenger, Bevan's Cullen, up on the outside. Charleston Bell's worked away from the markers. Hank Bromack's been shuffled back. Full speed ahead, Better's Pocket. First Home, 43-1 the lead time. Double O Dino with Bevan's Cullen, and these two go to war, sweeping across the showgrounds turn. They're a nose apart, and 5 lengths in front of Bonnie's Khaleesi. Bevan's Cullen wrestles the lead now off Double O Dino. Charleston Bell left parked in fourth around Joe's Dream. In the 1-1 is full speed ahead for Zach Butcher. Hank Bromack now 4, make that 5 back on the pegs. First Home to its outside. Better's Pocket works away from the markers back last for Tony Cameron, 30-3. The opening quarter of the Weymouth Cosmopolitan and Sports Club Incorporated pace. Double O Dino whips around to take the lead again off Bevan's Cullen at the judge, and they work into the final circuit. Charleston Bell third and Park, full speed ahead, fourth 1-1. That's on the outside of Bonnie's Khaleesi as they whip around the stables corner. And then First Home on the outside of Joe's Dream. Hank Bromack now awkwardly spotted, back second last on the inside of it. Stablemate Better's Pocket. Into the back they go, 750 out from the judge, 32-3 was the second quarter. Double O Dino through the back over Charleston Bell. Bevan's Cullen with the gun run. They're followed by full speed ahead. Coming forward is Better's Pocket. Back on the inside, Bonnie's Khaleesi. Hank Bromack gets on the back of Better's Pocket out 3. First Home and Joe's Dream, 500 to go. Double O Dino off the back. A length and a half, Charleston Bell. Bevan's Cullen's galloped in the trail. Up on the outside then to Better's Pocket. Back straight quarter, 29.1. Hank Bromack is running on, and further back is First Home, but Double O Dino and the Wizard Todd Mitchell go for home. Better's Pocket, and up on the outside, Hank Bromack there, the challengers. First Home is also running home. It's Double O Dino, a length and a half. Better's Pocket, Hank Bromack, they come strongly. Hank Bromack now goes to Double O Dino. Better's Pocket, the centre. Hank Bromack, Better's Pocket, Hank Bromack, and the Iceman, he gets another. Second, Better's Pocket, up for third to make it a Hurley trifecta, Bonnie's Khaleesi. They were followed then by Double O Dino, just peaked on the run at the 100. They were followed by First Home. Bevan's Cullen blew it with a gallop across the top. Further back was full speed ahead, Charleston Bell and Joe's Dream, and 243.9. 29 the final quarter, 58-1 was the last 800 metres. Hank Bromack, Tony Hurley, the Iceman, gets a second. American Ideal Gelding win 5 at start 22. It's over the top of its stablemate in Better's Pocket, Tony Cameron, and look at Bonnie's Khaleesi, Thunder Home, to make it a Tony Hurley trained trifecta in the hands of Morris McHenry.
Official placings, race 6, the Weymouth Cosmopolitan Sports Club Incorporated Mobile Pace. 495,387. 495,387. Horse 4, Hank Bromack, paced the 2200 metres in 244.03. Mile rate of 159.9. Last 858.1 and the 429. The margins 1 1/4, 1 1/2, a half. 495,387. Race 6, the Weymouth Cosmopolitan and Sports Club Incorporated Mobile Pace.
Hank Bromack will come back at the head of the field, raced by Butterworth Racing Syndicate. Tony Hurley, the trainer out of Papakura. Tony gets the trifecta here in our feature pace tonight. He's driven the winner. The Iceman gets his second on the card. American Ideal Bay, 4-year-old gelding out of Haley Franco, bred by Bromack Lodge Limited. The Mitavite Black Bike to come back into the victory circle again. Tony also the Woodland Stud sponsored reinsman. Rick Stouthers in the team from Weymouth Cosy and Sports Club Incorporated down there, part of the victory celebrations. Gordon Robertson, Race Night Steward of the Auckland Trotting Club, also in attendance. 9 Better's Pocket, Better's Delight, pocket full of posies. Black 4-year-old gelding for second. Auckland Trotting Club 2014 Syndicate, Tony Cameron for Tony Hurley. And 5 Bonnie's Khaleesi getting home nicely. Live or Die Bonnie, last 4-year-old bay mare for BD, along with Mrs. S.A. McIntyre, Mrs. J.M. along with W.J. Nelson, Tony Hurley, the trainer at Papakura, and Morris McKendry. The totes will see number 4 Hank Bromack at $4.70 and $1.70, $4.70 and $1.70. 9 Better's Pocket at $4.10, $4.10, and 5 Bonnie's Khaleesi, $2.30, $2.30. The Quinella Returns are $52, $52. The Tony Hurley Trifecta, $394.90, $394.90. And the first 4, $2,704.60, $2,704.60. The middle treble on the card tonight. The numbers 5, 4 and 4, Jessica Bromack bronze over, and now Hank Bromack, $213.50, $213.50. Race 7 over the 2,700 metres, Winger Motors handicap trot. First leg of the final treble. As you can see, we've got some beautiful cars out in front there from Winger Motors. The exclusive 75th anniversary editions only at Winger North Shore. So further information there, winger.co.nz, that being the Jeep range. So make sure you check out that. No deposit. Offer must end on the 31st of July. Further information there, winger.co.nz. That race is now time to go at 3 minutes to 10 o'clock.
Two lengths away last is Mismatch. The lead time 32.9, and in the lane the first time with around 13.50 to go. And the leader is Happy Sticks. The margin's a length and a half. Leaders back Junior, Benji Mara third, and Exosation Park fourth in front of Drovers there. Better Luck 3 back the outside from Zena Mac. Mismatch tacked on, went through next to the peg, save ground from Millie's Creek, and Articulate's 2 lengths away last. It's Happy Sticks at the bottom turn, leading a length and a half. Better Luck's gone up 3 wide, the first quarter in 31.5. Leaders back Junior. Fourth Ezosation getting some running line cover now around Benji Mara. Then Drover's Air, Mismatch and Zena Mac Millie's Creek. And a length and a half to Articulate. 900 to go. And Happy Sticks rolls them to the back straight corner by a length over Better Luck. Junior third, under lock and key, and fourth is Ezosation. Benji Mara, 50 inside, Drover's Air's ahead to the outer. Then Mismatch, Zena Mac, 2 Millie's Creek, and a length and a half to Articulate. It's Happy Sticks leading past the 650. Second quarter, 32.63.5 for the half. Better Luck's a neck away. Junior waits on the terror to love it. Pineleaf Farm passing lane. Ezosation's fourth and 1-1. 3 back the inside. Benji Mara, Drover's Air not travelling well. From Mismatch, Zena Mac, Millie's Creek and Articulate. Better Luck puts it to Happy Sticks, and there's little between them. Ezosation's a length away third. Junior's held up. Then Benji Mara. Next Drover's Air from Millie's Creek. The third quarter in 30.1. Leader for home, Better Luck. Put 2 lengths on them. Inside run for Junior. Ezosation, Benji Mara. Better Luck is the leader past the 125. Margins a length and a half. Ezosation. And then Benji Mara and Articulate. Better Luck in front. Ezosation drives and won it. I think Ezosation has nailed Better Luck on the line. It's a photo though. Benji Mara's there for third. Millie's Creek, Articulate were flooding home. And then came Zena Mac Jr., Mismatch, Drover's Air and Happy Sticks. Ezosation right at the wire. Number 5, 15.40 and 380. 28.6 the last quarter. 22.2 for the last mile. Ricky May and Phil Burrows, and I think has nailed Better Luck, who looked to have it, won everywhere. Driving. Yes, Ezosation will win the last. Better Luck second. Benji Mara third. Millie's Creek rounds out the first 4. And a first starter by McCardle, and luckily, Gregory, they gave us the pronunciation through the week. They must have known it was prime for a first up win. Good evening.
Yeah, thank you, Mark. Thanks for your help tonight. And yes, thank you to David Barley, wife Debbie, involved in the ownership here. Congratulations on debut. Filly by McCardle out of Nemesis Choice. Said before, she had some breeding. She trialled up okay. Trained by Phil Burrows. Artie May on the bike. He's snatched the Stonewall Stud Drivers' Challenge by winning that last race. Grabs Better Luck right on the post. Blair Orange for David Hungry Pearce. Good run from Benji Mara. That's 2 third placings from 2 runs for it. And Millie's Creek and, of course, Articulate storming home and getting within a length. Judges call to confirm, and here it is with Mark Gallagher.
The winner is 5, Ezosation. Second, 9, Better Luck. And third, 4, Benji Mara. Fourth has gone to 6, Millie's Creek. From 10, Articulate. And 8, Zena Mac. 5, 9, 4, 6, 10, 8. The margins are nose, a neck, half a neck, half a neck. Winner's time was 2:34.8, a mile rate of 2:04.5. The last 858.3, last 428.4, and good night from the judges' box.
And thank you, Mark Gallagher. That wraps things up from Addington Race. We'll be back next week. It is the Junior Drivers National Championship here next week. We'll be part of a terminating Pick 6 once again as I come to you, Mark Rosanowski. That's been it from Addington tonight. Looking forward to tomorrow if you're in the Palmerston North region. Russell Jackson, well known to tracksiders, both radio and television. It's his new gig at the Fitzherbert Avenue TAB. They've got a big old go tomorrow, Mark, given it's hurdles and steeplechase day at Trentham. Be a pretty good spot to be, I'd say.
Should be good fun, Greg. And, of course, I go to Palmerston North most Mondays. Not this Monday, but most Mondays. And be calling in on Russell there a time or two. Good luck to Russell and the team there in Palmerston North. Addington, the last there, number 5, 15.40 and 3.80. The $98 for $2.40. Quinella, 136.60. Trifecta, 2,752.45.94 and 6 first 4. 3,636.70. Some big numbers there in the last. More to follow. Just over 2 minutes out from the last here. Went 1, 2, 4 and 8. Thought Funky Freddy would continue his box 1 bullying. He's pretty good from in there and he's in good form too. But he's won 4 from 5 from there in the past. Doesn't usually make a mistake off the inside. 12 and 5 and a double 149.50. 12-9 concession. That's useful, $277.80. In the treble, 10, 12 and 5, $678.80. Quaddy, $12,804.50. Numbers 9, 10, 12 and 5. And place 6 is pretty useful too. That's worth collecting, $361.60. Well, Funky Freddy's going to have to be beaten if we're going to put numbers up like that here after our last, but he's not prone to making a mistake as a rule. Off the inside is from the same litter as Wendy Kite's earlier winner, who was One Broke Girl. Two dog big time runnings. It's been in out last few starts. I think I'd give her another go. She missed the jump from box 1 last week. Prior to that, a pretty solid win in a 17.65 for big time runnings. Has been win or bust in her career, to be fair, so that might continue, but give her another chance, I think, off the 2 here tonight. Big time runnings. 4 dogs, Corborn Butsy, always a chance in this sort of race. Winner 3 back, subsequently placed twice at the Manawa 2. Better than useful record off box number 4. He muscles up, does Butsy in the blue. 8 dogs, Chambo. Big drop back for him from his last start at Manawa 2, Class 4 and 5 race. He drops back to Class 3. Didn't get the right draw here, box number 8. Doesn't mean he's no chance, but if he was drawn close in here, I would be pretty keen about Chambo. Some still are because he's not that long in the market. 9 dog, Brilliant Jailer, goes to box 6. Just not stepping off the lids at the moment, which is a problem, so she can't live up to her sort of 17.53 and around that mark ability. Homebush Flight's also into the race. Number 10 into box 3. Nothing to recommend him of late, and he really has had some pretty ordinary draws. He's a 16 race winner. She is. Khaleesi, probably just finding it a wee bit tough in Class 3, and she'll drop back if she misses here, and that won't be a bad thing. She might be worth following thereafter. A Power Lachlan, winner 2 back off box number 4. Box 7 here is going to be tough for him. He doesn't win often from out wide as we tick to start time for the last. Dogs called to the traps for race 12. Book your function at Hattrick Class 3 Sprint. Hot favourite is Funky Freddy off the inside. Homebush Flight to box 3. Where's the 10? Box 5 here, Khaleesi, and a Power Lachlan the 7. Nathan Udy's pair. We've got big time runnings, Corborn Butsy. Brilliant Jada goes to the 6, and Chambo is in the pink. $2.20 the tote, $1.90 the book. Funky Freddy. He steps the inside, ready to run. Racing Funky Freddy comes out running. Corborn Butsy thereabouts early, going forward too was big time runnings, and also Khaleesi's in the party as well. They'll be followed back in the piece by a Power Lachlan. Chambo trying to get right around the outside. Homebush Flight is well back now. Back with that too as they come to the corner. Here is Brilliant Jailer. Funky Freddy in front from big time runnings. It's a 1-2 finish. Khaleesi gets to 3rd after a scatter. Then Corborn Butsy, Brilliant Jailer, Chambo. Last pair in here are Power Lachlan and Homebush Flight. Freddy too slick. He just continues to use box 1 effectively every time he gets a shot. And he's done it again. Makes it 2 for the litter and 2 for Wendy Kite by Sergio out of Stately Bay. And he's given nothing else a chance here. Big time runnings has done her very best. And Khaleesi runs into 3rd, so she doesn't downgrade. 1, 2, 5 and 4. Butsy was okay the first couple of hops. He's got a bit tight for some of them. Again, not sure about times at this stage. Hopefully they'll balance up shortly. Off the inside, just bang, gone. Race done. Moved out a couple, but he's just so effective at picking the jump when he's in the 1, which is the key for him. There's Corborn Butsy getting a bit awkward there off the hindquarters of Khaleesi, I think. There, Chambo tried to get around them all. That was hard work, and Power Lachlan was trying to do the same. Good night for Wendy. Wendy Kite, local trainer. Win 10, start 37 for this dog, and he's 5 from 6 off the ace. Dividends coming shortly, backed into $1.80 the tote in the end. 17.78 is the time here. And other details will pop up. 1.5 lengths by 3.5 lengths by 3 lengths. 1, 2, 5 and 4 for Funky Freddy to finish. So, aside from Wendy Kite's double, we had 2 for Gary Ross and Sarah Voice, continuing their good turn, and 2 for Darcy Patama and Kelly Gomans, and Lisa Ahern with 3. Here's the result coming for the last off to Alexandra Park shortly, 5 minutes out there from the 7th on the card. Funky Freddy, $1.70, $1.10, $2.40 the 2, $4.10 the 5, $9.90 Quinella, $84.70 trifecta, first 4, 1, 2, 5, 4, $612.90. 7-second lead up, as I mentioned, 10.78, run home 17.78. Wendy Kite lifts Funky Freddy to the top of the dais in race number 12. And that is us here. Thanks to Matt Gardner for a couple of calls tonight, and indeed to the crew here on track, bringing you the action on another Friday night with Neil Pockets Moody in the director's chair. 5 and 1 double, $3.80. That was It's the Lovely Leg. 1 concession was $7.95 and 2. 5-5-1 treble. 3 favourites, $10.20, and that will mean a pretty straightforward quaddie with effective power and leg 1. 4-5-5-1, $78.90, and place 6. On the face of it, that seems like a good return. $78.30. And that's us. We're done. Plenty of the central crew working at Trentham tomorrow for Jumps Day. Hope it goes well for the club. Daryl Robinson will call on Monday at Manawatu. So I'll catch you on Wednesday. Have a good weekend. Let's get back to Craig the Wild Thompson, who's carrying us through. It's meeting code 5, race number 7.
Thanks, Mark. Plenty of weight to carry through here, I can tell you. Race number 7 at Alexandra Park is our trot, and the 3 back markers are your 3 favourites here. Djokovic in great form for Luck Chin. Team really flying at the moment, 361.60. Harry Soul, super last week. After nearly galloping the mobile, he made up a stack of ground, 331.60. And money for the back marker. Mum's Pride, 40 metres is a long way back, improving with racing, $622. Fourth favourite here is Sunset Peak, $770 and $270. The Winger Motors handicap trot, our feature trot here at the park tonight. Good field this. Really like Harry Soul. He was super last start. Of course, trained by Greg and Nina Hope. Harry Soul, and of course, good to hear that Mon Bay's back in work at the moment. Along with Mosdale Connor being prepared for the early new season racing. Harry Soul, he's up here. Mid-winter, trying to pick up the spoils with obviously our good trotters being put aside at the moment. Good time to come north. Great run at Addington to beat Amaretto's Son, and a good fourth at the park last start. Starts off the 30-metre handicap, does Harry Soul. And of course, Todd McFarlane will take the drive again tonight. He's at 370, 150. Djokovic. Mobile last week probably wasn't an advantage to him because he's beginning so well from a stand. So Luck's been driving him aggressive like he normally does. You think of him as an old horse, Djokovic, because he's been around that many times, but he's only a 5-year-old. Start number 81 tonight, and the winner of 10 races now, Djokovic. He'll be in the mix again. Sunset Peak, big ask for her tonight. A lot of seasoned campaigners. A few of these have been around a few times. She's only having start number 6 tonight. She's won 3. The 3 wins at Alexandra Park is when she's trotted away. The misses is when she's made a mistake. So when she begins, she begins very quickly, and I think she'll beat out Gintari's and Majestic Ali. So she'll be in front early on Sunset Peak if she steps, and she can run 3:30 off the front. That'll make the back markers have to trot 26.27 to beat her. So 6:50, 2:40 if you like Sunset Peak tonight. There's the back marker, and the class horse of the field. He's won $115,000, Mum's Pride. Just fair last week, but he is on the up and up. And talking to James Stormont, it's taken a bit of a while to get back into that form. 590, 160 for Mum's Pride, and got a bit of a shine on the coat tonight. Looks very well. The back marker off the 40 metres. For me, it's 9 to beat 8, 3 and 10. Aaron's with 8, 10, 3 and 7. He's got Djokovic, one of his favourites, on top for the 7th tonight. Aaron, does it come to you? There's a Jules win in Charlemagne. It's getting back to form.
He certainly is. Good second win last produced. I put in Djokovic on top, though. His string of victories were very good prior to his mobile run here last week. The 10, Mum's Pride, maybe showing us he's probably a better stayer than a sprinter. He's had a few goes sprinting and disappointed on a few occasions there. A fair run went 3rd last week, but he's 40 metres behind tonight. And if the speed is good, and it should be with the likes of Djokovic and Sunset Peak in the race, you know he'll be getting over the top of the Mum's Pride. 3 Sunset Peak, she's going the right way for the Butchers, the Sundon Mare, and we'll put in the 7 Charlemagne, yes, after what was a good second a couple of weeks ago in the hands of Kyle Marshall. 8, 10, 3 and 7 to open the final treble.
Yeah, thanks, Aaron. Second leg of the treble tonight. Joe and Ed No Better's a hot favourite. Emerson Margaret, I thought, is a good chance tonight. Needed that run last week. We'll hear from Zach Butcher before the 8 tonight. Gave it a decent push if you're taking a treble. Other chances idealistic for Dane Alexander. The mare's having started.
Make sure you check out Winger first. Winger.co.nz. And fronts 10, 20, 30 and 40 metre marks in operation here for our feature trot, the Winger Motors handicap trots. Up they come. Starter Frank Phelan releases the barrier strands and they're off and trotting. Mum's Pride makes a good beginning from its back mark. Off stride early Sunset Peak. Gintara's first away over Bobby Breen. Coming forward Little Bro. Then Sir George Grey. There followed Majestic Ali. Charlemagne getting underneath Sunset Peak, who hasn't settled yet. Harry Sull gets around it. There followed by Djokovic. Now Charlemagne's galloped into the first corner. As 2 now Little Bro up ahead. And out the back Mum's Pride has cleared Djokovic, who's gone off stride. Charlemagne, who's back down and trotting. Little Bro. Sunset Peak is back down and trotting, but lost considerable ground as they come to the corner. Gintara is doing everything right. Richard Brosnan in front over Bobby Breen. Sir George Grey is third, a break of 5 lengths away to Majestic Ali. There followed by Harry Sull, and then came Mum's Pride, Djokovic, Charlemagne as they run an Indian file. Then Little Bro and a margin off to Sunset Peak. So 2 circuits to make in the Winger Motors trot. And Gintara is the 6-year-old son of great success, leads from Bobby Breen. In third is Sir George Grey. In fourth, Majestic Ali. There followed by Harry Sull. On its back is Mum's Pride. In turn on the back of Mum's Pride is Djokovic. And there followed by Charlemagne, Little Bro, the last of the winning chances. No chance, Sunset Peak. They turn up into the back. 1750 metres left to trot. And Gintara's leads from Bobby Breen. Sir George Grey did come away from the markers for a stride or two. Goes back down as Bobby Breen's come away from the markers up ahead. 3 lengths away in the field then to Majestic Ali, then Harry Sull and Mum's Pride. Djokovic back against the pegs. 3 lengths away Charlemagne and Little Bro. 1:30.8 was the lead time, and a margin off then to Sunset Peak. They sweep across the showgrounds turn, and Bobby Breen now has gone around to take the lead for Andre Potama. Gintara's nestles in for the lovely run in the trail, and Sir George Grey, Derek Ball third. 3 lengths Majestic Ali. Harry Sull and Todd McFarlane obliged to sit parked in fifth. Back on the inside to Djokovic. Up on its outside then was Mum's Pride in the 1-1 for Jimmy Stormont. Charlemagne's got its back for Kyle Marshall. And Little Bro against the pegs is last. 31 and 2 the opening quarter. Winger Motors trot and about to go into the final circuit. Bobby Breen leads a length and a half. Gintara, Sir George Grey, Harry Sull. That trots on the outside of Majestic Ali. Mum's Pride 1-1 around Djokovic. Charlemagne's well back in the field, as too is Little Bro, and Sunset Peak a margin away. 800 to go. 31 was the second quarter. Bobby Breen into the back. Leads a little over a length. From Gintara's Sir George Grey. Majestic Ali. Harry Sull doing it tough out park. Djokovic 5 back against the pegs in the 1-1 Mum's Pride. And that still spots Bobby Breen the best part of 7 lengths. On its back is Charlemagne and Little Bro. 500 to go. Bobby Breen off the back. A length and a half Gintara's. Sir George Grey. Harry Sull. Majestic Ali. Mum's Pride. 400 left to run. Djokovic, Charlemagne starts its claim out wide, a back straight quarter, 29.4. Bobby Breen, Gintara's will wait the passing lane. Up on the outside, Harry Sull. Mum's Pride, Charlemagne scouts out wider, then Sir George Grey homeward bound. Bobby Breen from on the outside, Harry Sull, Gintara's Mum's Pride. Majestic Ali's running on, and then Charlemagne, 100 to go. Going to the lead now, Harry Sull from Bobby Breen. Majestic Ali piercing through will get a minor end of the prize. Harry Sull, that's been a nice win. Harry Sull, Todd McFarlane beats Bobby Breen, Majestic Ali. Good run for third. Then photos for fourth. Mum's Pride's right there. Gintara, Sir George Grey coming through, and Djokovic down the outside. They were all in a line. Further back was Little Bro. Charlemagne back in the field, and Sunset Peak after an early mistake was the last. 3:33.6 off the front. 31 the final quarter. And 60.4 the last 800 metres. Harry Sully's done all the work in the race, sitting out parked, just having his second run in the North Island, and backs up what was a very good fourth last week after an early mistake with a pretty good win here tonight. Bobby Breen, Majestic Ali, boy, that's been a nice run for third. And yes, Mum's Pride will just hold fourth there from Gintara's not far away. Sir George Gray and Djokovic there in the Winger Motors handicap trot, our feature trots.
Official placings, race 7, the Winger Motors handicap trot. 952 1018. 952 1018. Horse 9, Harry Soul, trotted the 2,700 metres from a stand in the handicap in a net time of 3:31.2. It's a mile rate of 25.9. Last 860.5, the 431. The margins, 1 1/4 lengths, a neck, 2 3/4 lengths. 952 1018. All official, race 7, the Winger Motors handicap trot.
Harry Soul back at the head of the field, raced by breeder K.R. Gardner along with R.J. Shaw, David and Claire McGowan, the preparers here at Pukekohe, and Todd McFarlane back at the head of the field. Steve Hilson down there for Winger Motors. Peter May, race night steward of the Auckland Trotting Club, down there, part of the victory celebrations as well. Career success 8 at start 26 tonight for Harry Soul, his first Northern success, and does it in pretty good fashion here as well. 5, Bobby Breen in for second. The Pegasus Spur 7-year-old brown gelding out of Vivian Lee for the Austins, KJ and Mrs. WC. Matthew Bowden trained at Pukekohe, Andre Potama. 2, Majestic Ali for third. Majestic Sun, Galleon's Paradise 4-year-old bay mare, raced by SR and Mrs. A.R. Hewson. Michelle Wallace, Bernie Hackett trained at Waiuku and Morris McKendry. 9, Harry Soul, $3.20 the win, $1.60 the place, $3.21.60. 5, Bobby Breen at $6.50, $6.50. And 2, Majestic Ali, $3.50, $3.50. Quinella, $81.90, $81.90. The trifecta, $1,141.70, $1,141.70. First 4 partially struck, $2,192.90, $2,192.90. $1,381 jackpotting through to the first 4 in race 8. 4 and 9 in the double. Hank Bromack, Harry Soul returns $18.70. $18.70 the 4-5 concession, $45.90, $45.90. Bays Club Grass Track Graduate Series Mobile Pace over the 2,700 metres is race 8 on the card tonight. Please note Salish Abernathy will drive number 2, Darjeeling Bromack. Salish Abernathy on horse number 2. New start time of 10:27 for race 8.
Vegas pulls to its outside, looks to be struggling to run this second favourite down, although starting to make one late lunge now. Pure Theatre trying to cling on for third, but as they come down near the shadows of the poster, number 3, Cheers Big Ears, was first out, and it's going to be first home, second in Atticus and third in Pure Theatre. 3, 4 and 9, the numbers should be there. Race number 3 from Port Perry, and we'll do our best
to get that gear fixed. So we've got a full race call for you in race number 4. 349, race number 3. Now, Geelong is next. It is race number 4, and this event is over the 460 metres. The favourite in the race is number 2.
Wait for it. 1, 2, 3. Now we gonna get down.
So going to Young in the next meeting 21, race number 7 here. Favourite is Pretty Hot, 230, 115 on the book, 250 on the tote. Starts 1 the second row. This is for the 2-year-olds. Second favourite at around about $6 here. McKinley draws 2 the second row. So the 2 favourites got awkward draws here. Iridium Castle starts from the outside. Is your third favourite at Young, meeting code 2021, race number 7. Port Perry result. Cheers, Big Ears, 421.60. Atticus, 160, and Pure 30, 110. Quinella paid $5. Trifecta, 3, 4, and 9, $51.80. Meeting 25, race number 3. And the first 4 there, 3, 4, 9, and 2. $434. The doubles paid $2.68 and 4. The concession 8 and 9, $2.20. And the treble there at Port Perry 2, 8 and 3, $128. Meeting 25, race number 3. Stuart Maxwell tips for Young tonight. He's with 7 Pretty Hot to beat 6 Iridium Castle, 9 McKinley, and 10 Spirit Rainbow. So he's 7 on top at Young for race number 7. It is your fixed odds favourite, 240, both book and tote. Caller is there for meeting 21, race number 7. Good luck with your investments. Favourite starts 1 the second row.
Spirit Rainbow. Ballaghoolish has drawn the inside, the front line. Yet to move up into its position, still hanging back behind the gate. Ballaghoolish, sun rising. She's ripping and tearing. Bonnie Bernac, I'll Be a Lady, Iridium Castle. We're set to go here for race number 7, second last on the program. 17:20 the journey. Ballaghoolish drawn on the inside, a beautiful spot. Southern part of Scotland near Glencoe and Lochinbar on the A82 as they score up for a start. The green light flashing off and racing, and the front line came out well with I'll Be a Lady beginning okay. Sunrising was a little bit unsettled, Pretty Hot trying to drive through, and Bonnie Bernac from the outside going forward to join in. By gee, they're a tight and compact 2-year-old field out of the straight, and Ballaghoolish is the leader for I'll Be a Lady the outside. Third placing Pretty Hot, fourth the outside, Sunrising, and then comes last start Canberra winner McGinley. Over on the inside then as they're getting through Spirit Rainbow, also a recent Canberra winner. They're further back to Bonnie Bernac, and then she's ripping and tearing, and Iridium Castle, given time to settle, is at the tail of the field. Ballaghoolish is the leader, doing it proudly too by some beat somewhere in the southern part of Scotland. On the outside in McKinley, third placing is Pretty Hot. On the inside of those runners, 3 back on the inside is Sunrising. It's being covered on the outer by I'll Be a a lady, Spirit Rainbow, joining in. Further back then to Bonnie Bernack, she's ripping and tearing, and Iridium Castle still is at the tail of the field as they come to the winning post. The bell to sound shortly. They've got lap of the paceway to travel. The back was running 31.7. The second quarter of the last mile in 33.3, and out of the straight and travelling okay at the moment, the leader. It's Ballygirlish doing it okay. On the outside, McGinley wants to get a little bit closer to the leader, and it will do in a moment. Behind them, Pretty Hot, and fourth, I'll Be a Lady. Three back the inside then is Sunrising, covered by the Canberra Pacer, Spirit Rainbow. Over on the inside, she's ripping and tearing, and behind it, Bonnie Bernack, and still Iridium Castle is at the tail of the field. 6 or 7 lengths covers the field as they go to the 400. To the top with a 30.5 quarter with them, and the leader is Ballygirlish, is still there. Second place in McKinley on the outside, wants to get a little bit closer at the 300. These two are going to have a little bit of a war as they come around the corner. Pretty Hot third. It's waiting to have the last crack at them, and Spirit Rainbow out wide coming into it. We've got a good finish coming up here, race 7. Ballygirlish on the inside. Look at Pretty Hot driving through on the inside. Pretty Hot on the inside, gets its head in front. Got the split, got the money, and got the lot. Number 7 has got it. Race 7, number 7, and Pretty Hot too good. Second placing then was Ballygirlish. Fairly close for the minors. McGinley was there, Sunrising with it. I'll Be a Lady was always forward in that race, and Iridium Castle behind them. Spirit Rainbow and Bonnie Bernack, and they were toward the tail. Gee, that was a good finish. Got through on the inside, the Georgie Moore Whistle. Number 7's got the money. 7, 1 and 9. 7, I was barracking for the 1, 2. 7, 1, 9 and 2. After the running of race number 7. 4 1/4 metres.
So the favourite gets the money to Young. Race number 7, Matt Rue aboard Pretty Hot, gets up the inside and takes out their 7th tonight. Closed off around about $2.40. Top tip from Stuart Maxwell gets the money in the 7th. Beats runner number 1 at around about $2.70 a place. And third home, the 9 horse McKinley. 7, 1, 9 and 2. Sunrising running into 4th. And the 7th at Young. Not far away from Singapore. Cranji race number 1. Money here for the Michael Rod ridden Miss Blanchette. This one I think is trained by Laurie Laxon by Battle Paint. Michael Rod takes the ride. 5.50, 7.30 on the tote. Fixed odds the way to go here. It's the Class 5 turf track. First from Cranji, meeting 18, race number 1. Let's join our team on track.
Consider coming through the same race. The last time out was High Council, who ran well last week, and Mark Eclipse, who actually won last week. Back to 1,200 metres, I think, is ideal. Back into a Class 5. Wide gate's a bit of a problem. And potentially with the rain coming, might necessarily suit the front runners, perhaps as it would have had they had not no rain. But time will tell if that's correct or not. But anyway, happy enough to go with number 13, Gadawan, to beat 3, Just Name It. I think he's a big danger. He's a nice horse. He certainly doesn't win out of turn. He spent a lot of time with trainer Cliff Brown. But the way he trialled recently, into Class 5 here, I think he's got a very good chance. There's plenty of money around for him as well. I think the 3 will run well. And then 5, Miss Blanchett, and 11, Satellite Prince, as they head down towards the gates. Harkham Gung, he's first up from a break here tonight. He's 187, not really fancied. Favourite, though, is Gadawan, and that's the way I'm going. But, though, I think this horse, Just Name It, there, number 3, is going to run a big race. And interesting, one of our team next door, Fred, has gone with Just Name It. I've put him in for second, so a bit of confidence there for the 3. There's number 5, Miss Blanchett, heading down towards the start. We've got 14 to go, over 1,200 metres, and the race coming up in 5 minutes' time.
5 races on the turf here this evening, so I'm sure they will mark it to a degree after 75 mm's of rain. This morning we had 60 mm's recorded on Wednesday, but obviously the rain from Wednesday would have been totally gone by the time the rain arrived here this morning. But a lot of rain around about midday in my area of the island. But just looking at the black track there, still a fair bit of water and precipitation there, so maybe some showers later on in the day as well. Heading over the start here, Gareth. Now an early highlight will be race number 2. It's for the 2-year-olds, and over the 1,200 metres on the turf. We have 6 newcomers going to the start for the second. over the 1,200 metres.
Do you want to take us through those trials maybe quickly and tell us what's caught the eye? You don't have to maybe pick one or two out, the better ones.
I'll pick one or two out. I feel bad to see was the best the horses we've seen. Has had two barrier trials. First one at lead, got tested, but ran fourth. It was good. Second trial, very keen, and was up near the speed, and a very good barrier trial in running second. Cavaten is just the one barrier trial, slow time, 63.78 and running second. It was restrained, could have gone a lot quicker in the initial part of that trial. Limbs Sparkle dropped off at a second trial. First trial was okay, but it did lead its first trial with blinker pacifiers on. It's going to go with blinkers here tonight, Limbs Sparkle. Super G, noted it down as a horse with a high head carriage off the one and only barrier trial. Wasn't pushed, but was beaten 11 lengths, so you would imagine it's not going to win. Super Missile, it's had two trials, tested on both occasions. The second trial with the blinkers on, electing not to go with the blinkers. Probably its first trial was a fraction better, and Winterfell, it was well beaten at a second trial with the blinkers on. First trial was okay without being great. So my pick of the trialers was Bandersea, horse number 2.
Thank you for that. By Turfentine. Cost 45,000. My pick was Cavatina, son of Canford Cliffs, for Desmond Coe. Originally bought by Michael Clements, but now in the care of Desmond Coe for Jubilant Racing, so a newcomer for them. Really looks good. Another horse that I wanted to ask you about, Craig, quickly was in the 8th race. The newcomer for James Peters, Grand Cross. He's won 2 of 5. Cost $1.3 million as a yearling. China Horse Club own him. What did you make of his trials?
The trials have been okay. Whoever paid 1.3 to their money, obviously, because he's ended up here in Singapore and he's going around in a Class 4. He's won 2 races, 900 metres at Newcastle, 1,000 metres at Wyong, and he's led all the way. Barrier trials suggest he's got speed. Didn't show blistering speed of his trials, but he's got speed enough to put himself in the race here. 1,100 metres first up. And we'll just have to wait and see. I'm going to put him on top. I didn't know that was a super strong race, but a 900 and 1,000 metre winner in Australia. First up at 1,100 metres here in Singapore. I think he's probably shown enough and might be good enough to win first up.
Yeah, I thought the same. I've put him on top. It's actually quite a competitive race with the likes of War City in there and River of Gold. And I thought a horse that could be a bit of value was Silk Route. From the same yard. He got smashed last time as the start was affected. Yeah, bad check early, and even in the home straight he got a little bit tight for room, so you totally forget his run. And if you can do that, then he won his previous start. But well, if you disregard his last run, he's really going from a maiden win to a Class 4, which is always a little bit on the tricky side. But obviously a horse that might be able to place.
I think we might have a scratching here, folks.
The 14?
Yeah, I saw the yellow flag out, and well, that's a telltale sign, led off the track. But I think something happened to that horse coming through the race. I'm not sure if you heard me on air, Craig, when it was happening, but there was a lot of eyes basically in that direction, and clearly something has happened to that horse, and he's been withdrawn.
I think he was just stirred up. He was the horse that almost backed into us in the parade ring here, Gareth. He probably got within 2 or 3 metres of the booth. Obviously we're protected, there was no issue, but he was very stirred up in the parade ring, and that continued.
Wasn't happy, and the saddles come off here. He was very close to us. And
just some further information on him. He was bleeding from his right hind leg. So something happened to him on the walkway on the way through. He was playing up, but blood was coming from the leg, and they've withdrawn the horse. Satellite Genius is out, so race 1, number 14, Singapore, out with the bleeding coming from the hind leg.
Had 3 horses in the power blue and white in the race, so from Matt's point of view, probably not a bad thing to have Satellite Genius out. They're behind the gates, and very soon they'll link in for race number 1, racing tonight from Fairview in South Africa. Race 1 is not too far away, and I've also got Korea by the looks parading around the last race there in Korea is 15 minutes away. And then we'll switch over and have some Europe racing coming through throughout the evening as well. So plenty of action on the Horse Racing Channel 289, our second channel here in Singapore. So about to get the call up, Gareth. Anything really of note in the betting so far?
Well, the 11's come in Satellite Prince. He's in to $48. Looking at the rest of them, the 5 has come in Miss Blanchard from 28 to 22. The favourite, though, is Gadawan. That also on screen there, currently trading at $17. The 5, Miss Blanchard, into 22. The 3, just name it, he's into 27. The 3, And the 11's at 48. $54 and better. It's upstairs to Matt to call them home for the first of 9 this evening.
Righto, so they are getting set. Short course C here, and it's a yielding 5.2, scratching as Satellite Genius withdrawn just a few moments ago with blood coming from one of the hind legs, unfortunately, after something went amiss on the way through the underpass as they come onto the track, where they go from the parade ring to the track. Now here's Just Name It. He's 27. There's plenty of positive vibes in the market for this horse. Been a prolific place getter, but rarely wins. Now Gadawan back in trip to 1,200 metres tonight. He's at $18. Should be up on the pace here in the pink colours. Next one to go forward will be My Reach, drawn out deep for Azahar, and still waiting on Happy Saga to go in. So he's drawn out wide. So Happy Saga goes up towards the gates, and we're just about right to go. Good luck. 1,200 metres. And they're racing now, and Satellite Prince on the inside away fairly now. Miss Blanchett and Gadawan, they're the first two out from Chakra and Leadership. Then Rock of Ages out wide in the red and black from Just Name It Away OK. Further back, Nova Victory from My Reach. Happy Saga out very wide from Thundercat, a length away Arlo. Harkham Gung is settling a long way back in the field, and over near the inside there is Satellite Prince, about 10 off the lead. So Gadawan, speedy individual, and works off the far side in front. Gadawan leads the way, the favourite, in front by 2 from Rock of Ages. Miss Blanchett being followed further back by My Reach, and then came a Leadership. Just Name It having a quiet run on the inside from Nova Victory. Then came in behind those Chakra from Thundercat. Happy Saga out wide, being followed by Arlo, Harkham Gung, and also Satellite Prince back in last, but Gadawan led from Rock of Ages. 400 metres to go. Miss Blanchett into the clear to give chase here as Gadawan takes them down the home straight, a length and a half clear. Miss Blanchett tries to close in. Rock of Ages done with. Just Name It. Thundercat starting to wind up with a strong run. Pow goes for the whip here on Gadawan. It leads out with about 100 metres to go. Miss Blanchett getting close, so too Just Name It and Thundercat on the outside. Favourite punters cheering for Gadawan. He's just in front, and he gets there in front. It is Gadawan first from Miss Blanchett and Just Name It, and further back then to Thundercat close up fourth. Making good ground there is Satellite Prince, being followed then by Leadership. In behind those also Chakra. Further back Happy Saga, who had a tough run out wide after coming from a deep gate. In behind those Harkham Gung with Nova Victory, and My Reach towards the tail, but he's not alone. Arlo and also
I think it's 13, 5, 3 and 12 in the first of Cranji. We'll get that confirmed, that result for you very shortly. Second last here at Alexandra Park. If you've just joined us and you're thinking about sitting back and thinking, where's the last? We're back one race because of a fire alarm here at the park, and from about race 4 onwards, we've gone back one. 13, 5, 3 and 12. It was confirmed in my earpiece. Thanks for passing that on. Result from race number 1 at Cranji very shortly. Our second last here, though, favourite is Joe and Ed No Better. Last start winner at the park, defeating River Emperor. Josh Dickey, $2, $2.20 on the tote. Second favourite is Emerson Margaret. Her driver, Zach Butcher. I caught up with him earlier in the night. Zach, you drive Emerson Margaret for Stephen Reid and Simon McMullen. Nice mare, nice draw, and she has a bit of gate speed.
Yeah, that's definitely going to help get her into a nice position. Probably Joan in the bed is going to be the hardest to beat, but you know she's drawn inside her, which is going to make it a little bit easier for us. Just got to get in the right spot and make our run from there.
What did you make of her last start run? I know she'd had a bit of time off. Did you feel that she just blew out the last bit?
I thought so, and she's had to come 3 wide from a wee way out and do it on her own, and she did blow out. I probably thought she may have hit the line a wee bit better, but she did keep getting there in the same breath. So I think there'll be a lot of improvement off that run, and like she's a horse that's gone 241, 42 before, so she's definitely right up to doing that, and hopefully she did improve off last week.
So Zach's thoughts about Emerson Margaret. I actually put her on top. I think she's a bit of value at $5. I think she needed that last start run. I think she'll get across GJ Sealster, Darjeeling, Bromac and Barabbas. 2,700 is maybe not her go, but in this type of field, I thought she's a great each-way chance. She has options from there, and I think runner number 4, a nice chance. Obviously, Joe and Ed No Better, the winner from last week, is in the mix. Also, Party Rage, $8, David Butcher. Of course, the stable had a win earlier in the night with Vibuti at around about 15-1. Party Rage had no luck last start in the amateur drivers race. Just couldn't get a gap when it needed it and wasn't far away on the back of a 4th behind Joe and Ed No Better the week earlier. So Party Rage, for an informed David Butcher, and idealistic for Dane Alexander. Always in your first fours, always running on. Certainly a chance in this race. 4 to beat, 7, 5 and 9 for me. Aaron's numbers in race number 8 tonight. He's 7, 4, 9 and 10. 7, 4, 9 and 10. There's Everlasting Grace. Ben Butcher for Jeff Small. Aaron, as I come to you for the 8th tonight, third leg of the quaddie. The first leg taken out impressively by Hank Bromack, and even more impressive, Harry Soul in the last.
Yeah, it was very good. That last winner for David and Claire McGowan, just at second run up north. Here I've gone 7, 4, 9 and 10. A good even race though. Joe and Ed know better. Has looked pretty good over the 2,700 metres its last couple as they brush up in behind the Yellow Bar Arm for the 8th on the card. The 4 Emerson Margaret as well in the mix. Zach Butcher. Idealistic, she's been racing well, knocking on the door for the runners for the Bays Club Grass Track Graduate Series over the 2,700 metres. In fact, the red lights come on, so we have a false start. See anything galloping in there, so maybe we've got a gear issue with one of these horses. The red light certainly did come on. It's gone off again now, so we're certainly not going to get a start. Yellow Bar Arm travelling very slowly. All drivers looking around at each other. We'll get a call through from the stewards very shortly after starter. Frank Phelan just on the two-way there now with the stewards to let us know as to why the false start has been called here in the 8th on the card. So right, just coming through from the stewards there. The vet's car was hit by the mobile there in the score up, so some veterinary attention heading to the ute. It's knocked the wing mirror off. So Frankie Phelan decided that he would abort that first start, and we'll get that glass and alike off the track. So take two for the Bays Club Grass Track Graduate Series over the 2,700 metres. The wings come back out on the Yellow Bar Arm. Chantal Unite, Joan Ed No Better. The race favourite comes up. Stand Sure, Party Rage, along with Emerson Margaret. Barabbas comes up into barrier 3. Darjeeling Bromac and GJ Sealster. Idealistic and Everlasting Grace, they're the second row horses. And we're into the back. 2,700 metres for the Bays Club Grass Track Graduate Series, and we're set, green light and racing. Darjeeling Bromac, GJ Sealster, first two on the journey. Emerson Margaret, Chantal Unite from its wide draws pressing forward. Then Barabbas, Idealistic, Everlasting Grace. Party Rage has been taken back. Stand Sure, Joan Ed No Better, the race favourite, will settle last. They sweep across the showgrounds turn. Darjeeling Bromac leads by a couple. Barabbas moves to second. Back on the inside then is GJ Sealster, Emerson Margaret at this stage 1-1. Idealistic 3 back on the inside. Then came Chantal Unite, Everlasting Grace, Stand Sure, Party Rage second last, and Joan Ed No Better, patiently handled in the early stages of the Bays Club Grass Track Graduate Series pace, is back last. So down to the Judge Bell and 2 to go. In fact, the Judge with 2 to go, and in front Darjeeling Bromac, Salish Abernathy, being pressured by Barabbas and Tab Fensom on the outside. Back over on the inside, GJ Sealster there, followed then in the 1-1 is Emerson Margaret. Idealistic is 3 back on the inside. To its outside is Chantal United. 2 lengths off that is Everlasting Grace with Stand Sure on the inside. Party Rage is second last. Joan Ed No Better the last. Through the back they go. And Barabbas, he gets his head in front, but he won't be able to cross Darjeeling Bromac on the inside. And the 1-1 Emerson Margaret, Zach Butcher's had that beautiful run, as to GJ Sealster on the leader's back as Darjeeling Bromac's come through again. 1:20 was the lead time, so that's a pretty good lead time for this class. Idealistic 3 back on the inside. Then Chantal Unite, Stand Sure, Everlasting Grace, Party Rage and the Chief David Butcher back second last. And Joan Ed No Better, she'll be liking that hot tempo up ahead. She's just sitting out the back with Joshua Dickey in the sulky. They come into the home straight. Darjeeling Bromac now being pressured by Emerson Margaret. Barabbas, he's yielding ground up on the outside. GJ Sealster in the trail. Then came Idealistic, who's got away from the markers. 32-7 was the opening quarter. Emerson Margaret now to take over. And then Stand Sure, they're followed by Party Rage, Chantal Unite, Everlasting Grace, Joan Ed No Better, and Barabbas is dropping away. So they're in the final circuit now. Emerson Margaret leads by a length. Up on the outside, Idealistic. In the trail, Darjeeling Bromac. 1-1 is GJ Sealster, tracked up by Stand Sure, who paces on the outside of Party Rage. 2 lengths, Chantal Unite, Everlasting Grace, and back with those Joan Ed No Better. 31-5 the next quarter. And Barabbas about to be retired from the race. Through the back they go. And Idealistic on to the lead now for Dane Alexandra. Leads by a couple. Stand Sure's making good ground around the outside. Emerson Margaret, GJ Sealster, Darjeeling Bromac, Party Rage is out and looking to run. Chantal Unite, Everlasting Grace, Joan Ed No Better's got 7 lengths to make up, and she's going to have to come via the Cape. 400 to go. 29-7 the back straight quarter. Idealistic, but here's Party Rage onto the scene, and Joan Ed No Better, she's flying round the outside. 6 wide, they come for home. Party Rage and DJB by a couple. Joan Ed No Better, Everlasting Grace and Idealistic in front. Party Rage, Joan Ed No Better at the 100, closes in. Party Rage, Joan Ed No Better, Joshua Dickey pounces onto Party Rage now, and Joan Ed No Better goes back to back. Beautiful drive by Joshua, confident drive too from the back. Second was Party Rage, they were followed by Everlasting Grace, then Idealistic, Chantal Unite and Stand Sure. Darjeeling Bromac back in the field with Emerson Margaret. Back with those was GJ Sealster. Barabbas pulled up on the journey. 3:24.2. 30 seconds was the final quarter. Joshua Dickey gets a winning double on the card tonight. And Joan Ed No Better, the mare by Better's Delight. That's career win 6 at start 42. Joshua Dickey, he always knew what he had in front of him and let her go at the 450. She's had to scout the widest. And Party Rage has been brave, but run down in the last 50 metres here. And Everlasting Grace to be the third across with Ben Butcher aboard in the Bays Club Grass Track Graduate Series.
Official placings race 8, the Bays Club Grass Track Graduate Series Mobile Pace, 7-5-10-9-8-6, 7-5-10-9-8-6. Horse 7, Joan Ed No Better, paced the 2,700 metres in 3:24.18, 3:24.18, a mile rate of 2:1.7. Last 859.8 and the 430. The margins 1 length, 3 lengths, 6 3/4 lengths. 7-5-10-9-8-6, race 8, Bays Club Grass Track Graduate Series Mobile Pace.
John Ed No Better back at the head of the field, raced by Mrs. J.L. Taylor along with A.R. Taylor, the estate of E.B. Davies and Mrs. N.P. Davies. John and Joshua Dickey trained at Clevedon. Joshua Dickey back at the head of the field, winning double on the program tonight for the Dickeys, and a nice win here by Joan Ed No Better. Career wins 6 at start 42. Better's Delight Pocket Mateo 4-year-old bay mare, bred by Woodland Stud New Zealand Limited. Woodland Stud, the sponsor of Joshua Dickey. Dave Hewitson down there, part of the victory celebration for Bays Club, and Gordon Robertson, race night steward of the Auckland Trotting Club, also in attendance. 5-party Rage, Mark 3, Soki's Rage Bay, 5-year-old mare for JM and Mrs. T.L. Whitaker. John and David Butcher trained at Cambridge, David doing the driving, and 10 Everlasting Grace, Better's Delight, Jessie Grace, 4-year-old bay mare for the North Island Standardbred Breeders Association Breeders No. 1 Syndicate. Jeff Small trained at Patamahoe, and Ben Butcher. 7, Joe and Ed No Better returns, 220 on the win, 140 the place, 220 and 140. 5-party Rage at $1.40, 140, and 10 Everlasting Grace $2 even, 2 even. Quinella $5.20, 5.20. Trifecta $43.20, 43.20. And the first 4 $177.20, 177.20. Ladies and gentlemen, that brings us on to the last race tonight, the Papatoetoe Cosmopolitan Club Trot over the 2,200 metres at new start time of 3 minutes to 11 o'clock. A full field of 8 to take to the start there for the last on the card. We race in 17 minutes. Again, it's been great to have the chartered clubs part of our race night tonight. Again, a big thanks to Brad McIntyre from United Gaming, who's been instrumental in getting this event off the ground. So we certainly thank Brad for that. We trust you've enjoyed your night here at Alexandra Park. Look forward to seeing you back here next Friday night. Just 2 meetings left for the season 2015-16 here under the ribbon of light at Alexandra Park next Friday, and then in a fortnight's time. And we look forward to having you both nights of the remaining part of the season. Papatoetoe Cosmopolitan Club Trot will be the last on the card.
Who's the favourite for the race, currently at 14 on the Singapore tote. I think with the race experience and a good run first up, it's going to be the one to beat here from Band to C, number 9, Super Missile, and number 11, Queen Roulette. So 7, 2, 9 and 11.
I'm going to go with the 4 Cavatina from the Desmond Coyard, the son of Canford Cliffs, first, from 7 Speedy Warrior, 2 Band to C and 9 Super Missile. 4, 7, 2 and 9 for this juvenile contest. So we see the horses leaving the parade ring. Your favourite is the 7 at 14 and 7. Next best is horse number 2. That's Band to C at 23 and 9. In the market for third favourite is the 11 Queen Roulette. 28 and 9 about Queen Roulette there. So horses headed out for the second, and I know, Matt, you call a lot of trials and you see a lot of these newcomers, Anything catch your eye? I thought Winterfell may have caught your eye in the trials, but that last trial he was just a bit snowed under, wasn't he?
He was. That's pretty good, Gareth. I'll give you that one. That wasn't bad. But good name. But the horse at the moment's got, you know, a bit to prove, hasn't it, Winterfell? Sorry, I can't come back with a sort of smart one-liner there for a Game of Thrones fans, but I've got nothing for you. But anyway, my selections, more importantly than trying to come up with one-liners about Game of Thrones horses, I'm going with number 7, Speedy Warrior. I think he's got the form. And as we saw in the previous with Gadawan, he had form around horses who had raced well last week in Market Clips and also High Council. This one, same sort of scenario. He ran 4th. We know that MacArthur ran well in that race. Of course, he won. Jupiter's Gold was up there. Athena, who ran so well. And Karoon finished alongside this one. I mean, the form is there for this horse to run well. He'll benefit from the experience. And Nunez had a bit to do with certainly Super Missile through the trials, and he's gone with the 7, further push for the 7, and happy enough to go with it. Number 2, Band to See, very keen in its trial. I don't necessarily mind that because it looks as though it's got plenty of pace. Theo Kieser, one thing he does do is train horses who have got plenty of pace, and he also trains good youngsters. And this is sort of we've got both factors there, and I'd be very surprised if he doesn't run well. Late Mailman's pretty keen on him as well, and I nearly tipped him on top, but I just decided to go with Speedy Warrior, and the more and more I looked at it, his form almost looked foolproof through those very good youngsters that he raced against last time. So look, I think Band to See could win it, but I'm happy enough to go with number 7 to beat 2. Then 4, Cavatina. I didn't think his trial was bad, Cavatina, so should run well for Jubilant Racing, and Queen Roulette with the race experience, the filly. Right, so they're moving out. I'm going 7, 2, 4 and also 11. 7, 2, 4 and 11. I'm really disappointed, Gareth, because I tried to string that out for as long as I could to come up with a one-liner for Winterfell, and I just can't. So...
you know nothing.
You know nothing. Good one, Craig. That's not bad. You know nothing.
Jon Snow.
If I come up with anything in the next 2 or 3 minutes, I'll send a message with the Raven.
That's it.
It's too late.
The one-eyed Raven.
Yeah. One-eyed.
Isn't it?
I thought it was 3-eyed.
Oh, I don't know.
Anyway, it doesn't matter. But that was good, Craig.
Yep, no worries. Sort of good, and then tape it off a little bit towards the end, as quite a few of the episodes do. They're heading over towards the start here. Race number 2 and $14 about Speedy Warrior. HK Town of the Nova Racing stable. Have a bit of a mixed bag of lollies with their horses. Some very good ones and some not so good. The Nova Racing Silks go around on some goodies, and some that haven't really lived up to expectations, I'm sure. There's horse number 1, Smart Master, going around towards the start. And following it is Band to See. Sir John Powell looking to start the program with a winning double here, if successful, with Band to See currently at 23 on the Singapore Tote. So this is the second race, Gareth. I think a few of these that opened up shortish in the market might just drift out a bit. We've seen that with the 8 Super G. It's 37 out to 45, and just waiting for Queen Roulette to see its flux. It's been pretty steady, hasn't it? Around about 28, 27 on the Singapore Tote. Not a huge amount of money in the pool. That should improve substantially by the time they jump away. So probably get a better idea about which of the stables fancy their horses over the next 4 or 5 minutes of betting.
As we so often see. Gee, Craig, the pools last weekend were...
monstrous.
On Sunday they were...
No idea what was going on there, but they were monstrous right through the day. I think we had a couple at 900,000 in the win pool, which was staggering, really. So I'm sure there's a reason. Someone was getting very involved. Well, quite a few people were getting very involved, but the club never actually released the turnover figures here, but you would imagine it was substantially up on what we've had in recent seasons.
They release in Australia?
I'm not sure. No, they do in Hong Kong. It's probably information you could get, freedom of information type stuff, isn't it? But anyway, sure it would have been very, very strong, the turnover last weekend on Derby Day. And it was a particularly good day's racing too. And you see that when we have the Group 1s and a good support program, rather than having 1 or 2 chances a race or 5 or 6 for a bad race, we've got 5 or 6 in a good quality race. And you see the stable supporting their horses. They think they've got a winner. So it was good. Well done. Very good. Terrific run from it. Remarkable turn of acceleration at the end of the 2,000 metres to go from a fleeting chance at the furlong marker to straight past Majestic Moments in the concluding stages.
It was an interesting final sort of 500, wasn't it? Nunes made his run early on Rock Fast.
He did. He really took off early, and that sort of flushed out Juggler with Majestic Moments, who tacked on behind them, and we showed that on Track Tour, the side angle view from around about the 6 to the 500 metres. They made up a lot of ground very, very quickly.
Very, very quickly, and then it looked Rock Fast made what could potentially be a winning move. Majestic Moments caught him, and Michael Rod just pulled out well done and went past the both of them, Craig.
Yeah, finished very strongly. Lovely horse. Now he's won 2 Group 1s with the Patrons Bowl and the Emirates Singapore Derby last weekend, and dare say they'll aim him at the big races towards the end of the year, starting with the Triple Crown with the Panasonic Kranji Mile, the Raffles Cup, and potentially on to the Longines Singapore Gold Cup, October and November for our next set of big races here in Singapore.
What was interesting about him, Craig, just quickly, this time last year he was misbehaving, that horse.
Yeah, he wasn't. Well, even David Cox said that he just kept on improving. He wasn't showing him too much, and then kept on improving. So, a 2-time Group 1 winner at the age of 4. It's a good resume.
Gee, he dropped jockeys and was bolting to the start of the jocks on and all kinds of things, but he's settled. He's a lovely individual. I was lucky enough to spend time with him after that first Group 1 win. I went to the yard and interviewed David, and just he's got a presence about him, as so many Group 1 winners do have, Craig. A lovely looking individual, but very happy for David, who is a good young trainer. Yeah, so we wish David all the success and many more.
Yep, presented himself very well at the presentation too. Lovely suits. So well done to David Cock and all involved with well done. And the owner donating the $50,000 bonus for winning 2 legs of the 4-year-old series to charity, which is a lovely touch as well. Righto, Gareth, the 2-year-olds are about to line up here, and most of the money's been with Speedy Warrior right throughout betting, and maintains the favourite position.
Indeed, he's now into $12 from 14. The others have been pretty stable around there, so $12 about the 7 here. Our favourite Speedy Warrior. Next best is the Bandasea at 23, the 11 Queen Roulette's at $27, and the 9 Super Missile 47, jointly with number 5 Lim Sparkle. Number 8 is at 55. 61 about the 4 to 185 and better by the quoted runners. There is Winterfell, son of Showcasing. He has not done much yet and hasn't really caught the eye in 2 trials to date as Winterfell. All right, so they'll be called into line shortly. It is that horse on screen who is your favourite, number 7, Speedy Warrior, the son of Keeper. Good debut behind MacArthur on the 10th of June, just over a month ago. And he should go very, very well with Manuel Nunes in the irons here in race number 2. The 2 Bandasea, I'll tell you, he got a bit above himself here on parade. He was not happy with a few things, as the juveniles can do, and debutants alike here at the Turf Club. They check their new surroundings, and sometimes that does get to them a touch. Looks like they are moving forward and starting to line up for race number 2. With the honour of pulling them home this evening, it's Matt Jones.
So Gareth, I had a look at that Winterfell. It's a bit on the small side.
Yeah, and not much to him.
No, not too much at all there for the trainer to work with. Shane Birchiger, but Shane with a winner already. Here's Smart Master coming up into gate number 1. Winterfell hitting the scales at 427 kilos. One of the smaller horses we've got. I think he'll come into shot very shortly. You can have a look at him yourself. But yeah, not much to work with there for Shane. Looks like a pony, doesn't it? Number 10 there, Winterfell. It goes in. Silver Wind's got a bit more size about him. He goes up in the blue and yellow. This horse is Speedy Warrior with strong form around the likes of Karoon, who actually beat home that horse last time. Karoon running well in the Oz Horse Golden Horseshoe, beaten by a slender margin. Now here's Lim Sparkle, who's been on the toe over at the gates. It's heading up towards the stall. Still Captain Royal, Cavatina and Super Missile to go in as well. So then it's $12 about Speedy Warrior. Bandasea is at 21 and Queen Roulette 27. Out then to Lim Sparkle at 45, and the field almost set. Cavatina moves forward. And we're just waiting on Super Missile. Very famous colours that it's wearing. Super Easy, of course, was the standout performer who wore the hoops. The red and the green hoops. And a Super One as well, of course. Now we're just about set. $13 about number 7, Speedy Warrior. Just about right. Racing now. And slowly away with Speedy Warrior, second last out of the gate, so a very poor start for him. No speed at all from Super G, who's tailed right out the back, and a good start coming from the little pony here, Winterfell, in front from Bandasea, who begins very fast and moves up on the outside in a second. Further back, Queen Roulette and Cavatina, then Smart Master on the inside from Silver Win, and there's Speedy Warrior, who's mustering up pace between them. She's really moved his position up now. He's up into fourth. Now back in the field, Lim Sparkle out wide, then Super Missile, Captain Royal and Super G way out the back, but Winterfell, nothing of this horse. The pony leads out from on the outside. Bandasea second. Queen Roulette's having a nice run. It's tucked away third. Speedy Warrior has been able to improve. It's back about fourth or fifth. Cavatina goes wide ahead of it now, and further back then Smart Master on the inside from Silver Win and Super Missile, but Queen Roulette took over from Winterfell. Speedy Warrior's tracking through near the inside, but Queen Roulette for Jurek has dashed away here and put up a huge lead, running down inside 200 metres to go, and this is raced away now. It is Queen Roulette well clear over Winterfell, who sticks on, and then Speedy Warrior, but this is going to be a big win, and it's an easy one for Queen Roulette, who coasts home in the end. Queen Roulette by about 3.5. Winterfell running very well into second. Speedy Warrior third, and further back then to the likes of Smart Master and Super Missile, then Cavatina, Super G, and then Bandasea, who dropped off. Behind those in turn then to Lim Sparkle, Silver Win, and also Captain Royal.
11, 10 and 7, Crangy race number 2. Queen Roulette at around about $6. Takes out their second tonight and does it very, very easily. 11, 10 and 7. We'll get that result for you very shortly. We're not far away from the last here at Alexandra Park. Only 2.5 minutes out. Got to Go Twinkle. She's been trying for quite some time now. Start number 25 for her tonight. Many placings. Peter Ferguson takes the drive for one of the good fellas in harness racing in Ken Safont. $2.90 the book. Favourite on the tote, though, is Demoiselle. Her driver, Zach Butcher. Zach, you drive Demoiselle in the last tonight. What did you make of the first up run? Because on paper it looked quite good.
Yeah, I was wrapped with it. You know, it's a horse that I think it's what I've been told the first time it's done everything right going round. So that's a step in the right direction. And once it starts doing that and putting things together, you know, it might win a couple here and there. But it's probably going to need to do things right again tonight. And if we can do that, she won't be far away.
Mate, coming to the end of the season, happy with the way things have progressed through the season?
Yeah, definitely. I actually said to a few people I'm going to get back into the gym because I've been short of a few wins lately, so I've got to bring it down to me fast food eating and beer drinking. But looking forward to the new season when it comes around, and yeah, onwards and upwards.
Mate, thanks for your time tonight on Trackside, and let's hope you drive a winner.
Cheers, big fella.
Yeah, not a successful night for Zach Butcher. He's been thereabouts. Maybe he'll get that elusive win aboard Demoiselle in the last. This one for Amanda Kitty, made by Angus Hall out of a very good race mare in Cordon Rouge. She was smart, and have a look at her. Gee, she's got a shine on that coat tonight, Demoiselle, and is now favourite. 310, 180 paraded in marvellous order. Got to Go Twinkle. Got to Go Collect Mare. She's at 340 in Granada. 2-4 Richard Brosnan in the last. Granada, James Stormont will take the drive by Pegasus Spur, and the stablemate Haley's last. Richard will drive $13 for the first starter. Other ones in the market here I can tell you about. I'm a Special, trained by Doug Gale. Rising 7-year-old having its first start. Went to the workouts last weekend. Got beaten by Temporale, but went at quite a nice trial. And $9, Joe Benethi takes the drive. Speedy Lavros, runner number 1. The other debut runner by Muscles Yankee, Stephen Argue. Very green. Tonight we'll learn a lot about harness racing. First start under lights, maybe one to follow. Showed a bit of speed, but the manners, again, the key here, and drawn the inside. not ideal. I marked them 6 on top, and I think it's a nice bet. I think if she trots, she's very hard to beat. Demoiselle to beat 5, Gotta Go Twinkle, 7 Granado, and 3 I'm a Special. Aaron's numbers 7, 6, 5 and 8. He's put Granado on top, the big son of Pegasus Spur in the last. Thanks for your help tonight, Aaron. It's been a little bit of a longer night than we anticipated with the fire alarm and a couple of false starts, but we've got through the night. Looking forward to the last, and you're with a 460 chance here in Granada.
Yeah, I'm going to stick with Granado. Got a bit of time for the son of Pegasus Spur. He's been working home well enough in his last few. James Stormont back into the sulky tonight. I'll put it on top. The 7 over 6 Demoiselle, fresh up run 3 weeks ago was good. That was in behind War Machine, Zach Butcher. The 5 Gotta Go Twinkle. Well, wouldn't it be a thing of Gotta Go Collect? Could get 2 winners on the card, and both of them being trotters. Of course, been with Harry Sewell back in race number 7. And the 8 Halley's last on debut, a Sundon 6-year-old in the mix. Another one for Richard Brosnan. 7, 6, 5 and 8 here in the last.
Apologise too, Aaron. I did say earlier on, of course, Harry Sewell, trained by Dave and Claire McGarren. I might have said by Greg and Nina Hope, of course, formerly trained by...
So the runners come up for the last. Papatoetoe Cosmopolitan Club trot over the 2,200 metres of Barrier Strand releases. I'm a Special was a wee bit tardy, as too was Halley's last. The others down and trotting in the early stages. Got to Go Twinkle, Anzac. Back on the inside, Speedy Lavros. Up into a 4th is Chevron Sweetheart as they work past us with 2 to go. Then Demoiselle Granado. Looking to come forward now as I'm a Special as they work the stables corner. And 5 to 6 lengths away to Halley's last. Got to Go Twinkle, Peter Ferguson to roll on to the top. Chevron Sweetheart moving up on the outside. Then Anzac off stride out the back as I'm a Special. In 4th as they trot into the back straight. Demoiselle on the outside of Speedy Lavros. Granado's got the back of the race favourite. There's a good 10 lengths away then to Halley's last, and 5 to 6 lengths off it is I'm a Special. 51.8 was the lead time. Got to Go Twinkle for trainer Kemu Kenny Siphon. Will work off the back a length and a half over Chevron Sweetheart. Michelle Wallace with the nice drag along in the trail, and up on the outside now Demoiselle obliged to sit park for Zach Butcher. And Zach is 3 back the inside for Steve Cornwall. In the 1-1 is Granado and Jimmy Stormont, and they're followed by Speedy Lavros. I'd say they're the winning chances. There's 10 to 12 lengths away I'm a Special, who's got past Halley's last. Into the lane they come. A lap and a quarter left to run under the ribbon of light. 32.8 was the opening quarter. And in front is Gotta Go Twinkle, the Gotta Go Collect 5-year-old mare. Demoiselle up on the outside, parked in second, the race favourite. Back on the inside, Chevron Sweetheart. At the judge, they've got a circuit to go. Granado's beautifully spotted 1-1. Anzac 3 back on the inside, then Speedy Lavros. Now there's only 5 lengths away to I'm a Special, and 4 lengths away back last is Halley's last. They trot out to the 850. Gotta Go Twinkle. Can tonight be her night? She leads by a length. The outside Demoiselle, 33-1 was the second quarter. Chevron Sweetheart, beautiful drag in the trail. Granado's no excuses. Had 1-1 cover throughout. Back on the inside then to Anzac. Speedy Lavros, 3 lengths. I'm a Special. 4 lengths. Halley's last, 600 to go. Gotta Go Twinkle. The tempo comes into the race now in the Papatoetoe Cosmopolitan Club trot as they work off the back and sweep across the showgrounds turn. Demoiselle closes in. Back on the inside, Chevron Sweetheart. Granado's 1-1. Then Anzac. Speedy Lavros. Further back in the field then, I'm a Special. 29-8 the back straight quarter. Gotta Go Twinkle. Demoiselle waiting the passing lane. Chevron Sweetheart. Granado getting to the outside with Speedy Lavros homeward bound. Gotta Go Twinkle. 150 to go. Demoiselle. Here's Granado. Chevron Sweetheart on the passing lane. Gotta Go Twinkle. Keep going, girl. You deserve a maiden win. Coming strongly. Chevron Sweetheart. Gotta Go Twinkle. Chevron Sweetheart gallops to her inside. It's her night tonight. Gotta Go Twinkle. First photos on the wall. Second over was Chevron Sweetheart. They were followed by Granado and Speedy Lavros. Further back in the field was Anzac. Demoiselle was back in the field. Halley's last, I'm a Special. 258.3. Home in 30.6. No one could begrudge this mare her winning turn. Start 25. She's been placed 8 times, including 5 second placings prior to tonight. And she gets that elusive maiden success. Peter Ferguson galloping late. Chevron Sweetheart clear of any interference. The siren goes, so they'll review the tapes here just to see how far she has galloped in the home straight. And Granado's there for third. Speedy Lavros, tidy enough run for a fourth at this stage. But the siren does sound, so the stewards will just review the tapes on Chevron Sweetheart just to see how far she has galloped in the home straight. She hasn't been lapped on, so it's all about how far she has galloped here in the last.
Placings in race 9 are subject to an inquiry. Race 9, Papatoto Cosmopolitan Club Trot, 527164. 527164. Horse 5, got to go Twinkle, trotted the 2200 metres in 258.28, a mile rate of 210.4. Last 860.5 and the 430.6. The margins 1.5 lengths, 2 1/4 lengths, 1 1/4 lengths. 527164. Race 9, Papatoto Cosmopolitan Club Trot.
Gotta go Twinkle back at the head of the field. She gets that elusive maiden success tonight. Peter Ferguson drives the last. The Ferguson boys, they get the bookend on the card tonight. Son Dylan took the first on the program with the scruff, and now Pete back at the head of the field with Gotta Go Twinkle. Mrs. B.A. O'Brien, Mrs. L.P. Hopkins and R.W. O'Brien, the owners, congratulations to you. Gotta Go Collect, Perfect Star, 5-year-old bay mare. Sue Martin, the breeder. QMU, Kenny Safont. Good to see you back in the winner's circle, Kenny. And Peter Ferguson doing the driving. Club president of the Papatoe Cosy Club is Derek Williams. He's down there part of the victory celebrations along with Paul Lowther. Second success on the card tonight too for Gotta Go Collect, both in the trotting ranks. Number 2, Chevron Sweetheart. They are just looking to see how far she has galloped in the home straight. I Love You, Kathy Gallion, 4-year-old bay mare. Small Car World Limited, the owners. Michelle Wallace, Bernie Hacker, trained at Waiuku. Michelle, the drive. And 7, Granado third. Pegasus Spur, strapless, 4-year-old bay gelding. Raced by Mrs. P.A. Donnell along with Miss S.D. Brosnan, L.M. Gurney and Mrs. J.L. Brosnan. Richard Brosnan trained at Ardmore. James Stormont. Totes in the last. We'll see. Gotta Go Twinkle. $3 the win, $1.50 the place, $3 and $1.50. The 2 Chevron Sweetheart at $2.10, $2.10 and 7 Granado, $1.90, $1.90. Quinella $16.70, $16.70. Trifecta $103.80, $103.80. And the first 4 $1,071.60, $1,071.60. 7 and 5 in the final double, $4.10, $4.10. The concession 7 and 2, $10.30, $10.30. And the final treble 9, 7 and 5, $24.20, $24.20. Late quaddie tonight, Hank Bromack number 4, Harry Sill number 9, Joanette No Better Horse 7, and now Gotta Go Twinkle number 5. That returns $130.60, $130.60. And place 6 tonight, $75.50, $75.50. Well, we trust you've enjoyed the final night of Midwinter Christmas at the Races, Alexandra Park style. It's been great to have all of our chartered clubs with us here tonight. Also, we look forward to your company back here next Friday night from the commentary box. Aaron White bidding you all a very good evening and have a safe weekend.